Okay, let's build out a content strategy for a client. And in this case, I have a client or a coach that is doing music production and helping people produce pro level music songs in within 12 weeks, like 3 songs or something. And he wants to know what kind of content to post in order to grow more rapidly and also to get especially more high ticket clients. And this is exactly my process. So number one, I start looking around for other people in the same niche offering something similar, because we can completely shortcut the entire learning curve and what he needs to do and to post and to talk about in order to get customers, because other people already have gotten customers that are very similar to him, and whatever they do seems to work. Otherwise they wouldn't have customers. So we can learn from it, we can take the patterns, we can see what's working, and we can implement it, we can improve on it, and we can continue to do it. So we completely shorten the entire space where he needs to learn and he needs to practice and he needs to actually go out and pioneer and see what works, because it's already there. People have done it before. And what I mostly do first is I check on the Meta Ads library and I just dump in the keywords for the coaching. In this case, it's music production, and then I just scroll through. You can pick the country you want to advertise in and just see if there are other people already promoting some kind of coaching or lead magnet or education stuff for music production. I know they sell some courses. Let's do pro level. Not sure why this is so slow. Okay, those are different things. This guitar stuff is somewhat in the niche, not the same. We're specifically looking for someone to make music production. So this guy, EDM coaching. All right, cool. What else do we have? Recording. This one. This one seems to be something as well. Okay, so you see we're already finding quite some things. And let's try some other keywords. You have to try around a little bit to actually find all the people. And especially if people are running ads, they need to be making somewhat money with it, especially if they run more ads or multiple ads. Because people aren't stupid, they're not just gonna throw money down the drain if it's not somewhat profitable. And this guy seems to be running a lot of ads, so we can probably open his thing in another tab. Okay, here we go. It's another one. This guy's doing something as well. So I would also start checking YouTube for some similar keywords. Produce house music Ableton. Okay, here's another link. Let's just copy that.
In this video, I'm going.
Okay. It's already saying Academy.
So when you first open up Ableton, it can be extremely overwhelming, and most people learn.
Okay, let's try something else. We're not really looking for someone selling some plugins or some sounds. We're actually looking for people doing a coaching program, because that's the niche we're in. Okay, what's this? Syntho.
Are you
Take your music to the next level. Let's see what that is. Let's try something more niche. Check out the course here.
Hey.
Perfect. Okay, so and you first want to just open everything you can get your hands on. Anything I can see, anything someone is posting. Learn music production. There we go. It's another link.
Learning music production.
Academy, perfect. Okay, I think this should be enough. We already have this guy. There's another guy.
What is good, beautiful?
Okay, so based on this, you can already see that the marketplace for a music production coaching is already quite saturated. So we want to see how we can actually carve out a niche in there. Okay, and what we do now is just take a little screenshot of what people sell in here. Where's my whimsical? Here. Let's dump this all in here. So since it's the goal to build out a content strategy, we want to see, it's not really about the offer right now, it's just about like the content thing. We want to see what kind of stuff they post on social media. So this guy's running a lot of ads, so he's obviously doing something right. Let's see. Does he have some? What was his name? Phil Harris. Instagram DJ. Learn how to make professional dance music and generate millions of streams. That's the same guy. They sell some bundle. Let's see what they're doing on Instagram. Learn how to make industry level music like your favorite artists. So you can already see just by reading all these headlines, they all say similar things. We can all screenshot them, which would be interesting to see for the offer creation part. But they all say something similar. Make industry music sound. This guy said something as well. His mentorship program. There, how to make professional dance music. See if we can find his Instagram. A lot of them are doing YouTube videos. So if I were to start a coaching in this program, in this niche, or what I would tell my client is pretty much to start making YouTube videos as well. It's this guy, so he seems to just make YouTube videos. The other ones aren't really popping off. But since we're interested in Instagram right now, there you see, same headline. They all say the same, sell the same stuff, which is good because then you actually have a chance of standing out if they all say the similar things, because they're just copying each other, at least most of them. Complete Producer Pro. It's hard to find out his name. Unlock your potential. Okay, interesting. Cosmic Academy. Okay, next one. Okay, what's this guy doing? Learn, produce, release, discover your sounds. That's not a coaching. Okay, so see, again, something very similar. Stop making the same mistakes. Produce high quality music. And even if you just look at this, they all use the same fonts. So there is a strong pattern there. All the pages are black. They all use the same fonts. They use one color. The rest is white. And they all talk about how to make learn, finish songs for producers who are done watching tutorials and want to finish tracks they're proud of. Okay, it's a little bit different here. Sounds like pro, sounds like your favorite artists, professional dance music. It's all the same stuff. There's not much guesswork around in there. Okay, what's he doing? Learn music production with real feedback. Okay, it's a little bit different. So really nice. But this is more like a unique mechanism there. Alex Rome sound. Let's see if he has some Instagram. Yeah. Well, but he's not really dominating that. Okay, so what I want to find out now is we have all these different coaches now that are similar and in a similar niche. And what we want to find out now is what kind of content do they post, where are they posting, and what do they talk about? Because then we can model these patterns. So this guy is getting obviously a lot of views. He seems to be, he figured it out. So what I see here is he seems to be reviewing a lot of equipment. Sound test, what I love about this thing, unique mixing experience. So he's kind of showing the equipment and what you can do with it. At least his latest videos, how I mix. Okay, yeah. Okay, so what I see right now, he's mostly doing two things, which we can note down here. Number one, he's like reviewing technical stuff, like the equipment. And the second thing I do is he's giving like specific tips on how to do something a famous DJ or someone in the club did, or how to do this in the club yourself. So you can see here like those Carl Cox, very famous DJ, and he probably did some really cool transition and he's explaining how he did it, or showing how he did it on how you can do it yourself at home. So it's very interesting. So showing how famous DJs are doing X, okay? Or famous artists. Doesn't have to be that. Okay, what's this guy doing here? He's not getting crazy views, but he has been gotten better. Okay, so he's just pretty much talking to the camera, which isn't very unique. I'm not gonna write that down. Like, that's very simple. He's been doing so far the best stuff. It's not even existing. This guy. It's okay, he's just showing some beats he made. I would also not do this. Doesn't seem to work too well. Okay, let's see. Okay, they're doing a little bit of content, but also not crazy. They have a few videos. So what I would do now, if I would have more time for it, I will probably really go in depth there and see what videos really popped off and see what they have in common. Like this one, for example. What's he doing here? Here's a serum tip. So that's probably very niche. Okay, so they're giving specific tips on how to do something very niche. We can write this down as well. Which pretty much only someone understands that is in the audience, otherwise not. So what are they doing? What you can also notice is that a lot of these people aren't doing that much Instagram content. A lot of them focus actually on YouTube content, which is important to notice because I would then tell my customer or my client I do this for to not make so much Instagram content and to focus more on YouTube content because it seems to be working better as a platform. And again, the thinking behind it is very simple. If all the other ones are on that platform, there's a reason for it. And the reason is pretty much simple, that it's making money there. And it's important, obviously, to think for yourself and to break it down from first principles and to look at your feedback and your results and your customers. But as an entry point, it does make sense to look at it. And YouTube has advantages and disadvantages, especially in the beginning. It can take much longer. And we don't know if it's working too well, but a lot of them are at least doing YouTube content. So it makes sense to notice that. They have steady, but this is probably some very in-depth tip, but they are getting consistent views. You can't say that. Again, that would be something this specific tip on something very niche. And this guy is not doing anything at all. Okay, so this one is the best one so far as I can find it. And this one is pretty much it. So what I would do next is, those will be probably 3 vehicles I would start posting content in. What you can do as well is just drop here and see what kind of other coaching and tutorials. You can find a lot of people here as well. Psychology. Not sure if they do some kind of coaching, but at least you find a lot of people here as well to see what pops off in the industry. Okay, so they are getting views as well. Okay, again, they give very specific tips how to do a phantom spiral that people can probably do immediately at home. Specific tips on and technical stuff. They're not talking about it, they're actually showing it. Very important too. You need to know this as well. Showing how it's done, not just talking. That is very important because I've seen sometimes people just talk about the tips in that niche, but they're not really getting any views. So even that small shift can make a ton of difference if instead of just talking about the tip, they actually show it live in 45 seconds. That's amazing. Okay, what's he doing? He's also getting some traction. Again, it seems to be this similar vibe. He's showing it and explaining it while doing it, but he's then showing it. So it's more focused on the process instead of just explaining the process. What, this guy? All right, here we go. What's this video about? Okay, those are just snippets. I wouldn't take this one as an inspiration. But again, there are some videos where he's simply showing technical things on the DJ thing. Tutorial. What was this girl? Yeah, it's just some stuff playing. Okay, so you see, what I would do now is, again, I would tell my client these 3 things. Maybe if he does production, maybe he can review some plugins or some software he downloads, maybe some drum loops, maybe some apps he uses, maybe his software tool he uses to produce music, all these different things, and talk a little bit about the ins and outs of each plugin, of each software, each app he uses for it, and review this in a way. Then also what works really well apparently in the snitch is to show what a famous person did and how you can do it yourself. So it doesn't matter if it's like some Justin Bieber thing from one of his songs and how you can produce this yourself and how they did it in the production, or if it's some DJ that did some cool transition and how you can do this yourself as well, or if it's, again, someone produces house music and they have a really cool build-up and here's how you can do this yourself. And very important, it's not just talking about it, it's actually showing how you do it, because you're also showing authority and expertise. If you not just talk about it, you actually do it. Very important. And then again, giving a specific tip on something. Here are like the top 3 tips in order to make your production sound more pro level, but not just talk about it, actually give it to people. So show how it's done. Okay, if you give 3 tips on how to make your production sound more pro level, actually show them on the screen. Show it to people what specifically you do in order to get this result. And just by implementing those 3 things, there's a very high chance that the content is going to take off a lot more and it's going to be a lot more useful, and you're able to reach the audience much quicker without months of trying out different content, different formats, then feeling upset and disappointed because it's not working, you're not getting clients. Just model what's already working and then put your own twist on it. So make it your own, talk about the stuff you're interested in, talk about the stuff you're actually good at, and also bring your own personality to the table, and then drop this kind of content. And I'm pretty sure it will take off much, much faster and you're going to get clients much faster. All right.